Here are a few of the most secure places in the world. Number 11. Bank of England Vault. Hidden underneath the streets of London, the Bank of England's vault has managed to keep safe a fortune in gold worth, get this, $248 billion. Holding assets from all over the world, this vault is known for being one of the vaults with the tightest security. Considering each gold bar is worth anywhere from around $45,000 to $50,000, it's no secret that this amount of money is looked after 24/7. After all, keeping track of 5,134 tons of gold is no easy task. The vault was actually built in the 1930s under central London's Threadneedle Street. To access the vault, employees need to go through a voice recognition software that requires them to say a password into a microphone, which then matches it to a saved voice sample. High-level digital security is not the only method used here. Good old safety measurements, such as using several 3-foot-long keys, are part of the entry procedure. Motion sensors are also working at all times, so if you're thinking of sneaking in and out as quickly as a mouse, think again. Number 10. Granite Mountain Records Vault. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has built a reputation for being very particular. Not only were they once known to be fond of polygamy, but they're also enthusiasts of all things genealogy. They're such fans of keeping genealogical records of almost all families in the United States that in the 1950s, they blew up the inside of Granite Mountain near Salt Lake City to build an impressive archival facility that's now home to 2.4 miles of microfilm and 3 billion pages filled with family records. I mean, I guess it's nice to have this stuff physically, but I'm pretty sure we have things that can be backed up electronically. Although the LDS Church has been quite open about the records vault, as they have an online tour on their website, permission to enter this massive mountain of family history is not granted to just anyone. Being part of the church can't guarantee you access. There are several code combinations and security scans in place before you can actually enter the facility. Being the largest record collection of genealogical data requires more than just being a relative. Number 9. PARKSAFE Derby. When you think about extreme security locations, you wouldn't think about a parking garage. Well, apparently in this town in Derbyshire, England, people take their car safety pretty seriously. A building that was once home to vandals and drug dealers was turned into one of the safest facilities in the world in 1998. This 10-story structure has 440 parking spots watched over by a closed-circuit security system of 190 cameras, barcoded tickets, and even panic buttons against any type of personal attacks. This state-of-the-art facility was refurbished in 2010 with new top-of-the-line patented security created by the PARKSAFE company. New smart cards were introduced at the entrance, and even a brand new anti-theft sensor which scans the size of the car and notes if there's any movement below or above the car's preset was put in place. Motion sensors can lock down the whole facility if there is a verified safety hazard. All of this looked after by a control room supported by a strict management mapping system. Yo, how much is it to park in this place? Number 8. Dubai Gold Vault. Imagine going by the airport and getting some gold. Sounds easy, right? Well, think again. Considering Dubai is easily one of the richest countries in the world, and where a commodity like gold is common yet extremely expensive, it totally makes sense where there would be a vault that's pretty much completely locked down. The United Arab Emirates prides itself in having the most important gold vault in all the Middle East, the Dubai Gold Vault. Operated by Brink Security, one of the biggest security companies ever known, this hidden gem of the Arab world is home to the assets of the rich and famous in Dubai. Access to it is watched over 24/7 by security cameras. Because of its location, which is right in the middle of the airport free zone, and its proximity to other areas of interest to gold connoisseurs in the Middle East, a tough security management system is put in place to make sure all gold is protected. It's definitely not a surprise that this is considered one of the best constructed bank vaults in the world. Number 7. Iron Mountain's National Data Center. When it comes to data storage on a high level, the biggest companies in the world trust Iron Mountain. As its name indicates, it's literally an entire mountain that was turned into a record center. Built 220 feet under what used to be a limestone mine, This place is the core of basically all corporate data in the world. With an overall extension of 145 acres, Iron Mountain is located in western Pennsylvania on what's called the Zero Earthquake Zone. As you would imagine, collecting data from some of the most important companies and governments in the world calls for extreme safety measures. Multiple security checkpoints with armed guards are located at the entrance, and even if you get past that point, the innumerable amount of doors you have to go through requires voice recognition and biometric verification. Plus, the center is built to resist any kind of natural or nuclear disaster, which basically means that whatever happens up top, data belonging to some of the top companies in the world would still be safe. Number 6. ADX Florence Prison. Named the highest security prison in the United States and the world, this maximum security escape-proof black hole is home to the most dangerous convicted criminals. The Oklahoma City bomber Terry Nichols, Ramzi Youssef, the 1993 World Trade Center, and Ted Kaczynski, also known as the are serving life sentences here. With a capacity for almost 500 inmates, this 37-acre compound is surrounded by 12-foot-high wire fences all over and is notorious for its harsh 23-hour solitary confinement and overall security. Inmates in this Colorado-based facility spend their time in 12 by 7-foot cells built in poured concrete with only one 3-foot-tall by 4-inch wide window. They're forbidden from having contact with other prisoners, and all activity is monitored 24/7 by numerous security cameras. With 1,400 steel doors all around, attack dogs, and laser beams, it's safe to say security is well designed in this super max prison. Number 5. WikiLeaks Bunker. Julian Assange might be the most hated man in the world by many governments, and one reason is because he may also be the sneakiest. Built 100 feet below the ground on what used to be a nuclear bunker, the location of this data center is so secret, no one has been able to figure out its exact coordinates. Located somewhere in Sweden, this bunker was refurbished in 2008 to house data from some of the top companies in the world. It may be a brutal architectural design, but this place has it all. State-of-the-art conference rooms, granite walls, and even designer furniture. The granite cave turned into a villain-like refuge, the WikiLeaks bunker remains safe under the protection of Swedish laws, which prevent any kind of prosecution against the company. The futuristic construction of the site guarantees protection from just about anything. Number 4. Vatican Secret Archive. It's no secret that the Catholic Church is very elusive about its belongings. So it's no surprise that their archives dating back 4 centuries aren't only well kept, but they're regarded with utmost care. As mysterious as this sounds, its name was actually wrongly translated. The Secret Archives was originally called Archivum Secretum in Latin, meaning personal archives of the Pope. But this translation only added to the air of enigma surrounding this institution that was once part of the Vatican Library. Officially created in 1881 by Pope Paul V, the Vatican Secret Archives is home to thousands of letters, documents, and correspondence between the Pope and several kings. Tours are available for visitors, but its content is only accessible after a strict screening process to a very limited group of people. Only certified scholars with a proven trajectory can opt to apply for entry credentials, after first going through a full background check and even signing a non-disclosure agreement. All permits must be renewed every 6 months. Once granted permission, the scholar has to pass the Swiss guard set at the entrance of the building, and they're closely watched during the full length of the visit, as not all content can be used for research. Number 3. Federal Reserve Bank, New York. With more than 500,000 gold bars being part of its assets and known as the most influential and popular Federal Reserve in America, you can imagine the level of security it requires. At 80 feet below the ground in New York City, this bank vault is home to the most extensive collection of gold belonging to multiple international banks and governments. There's only one 9-foot-tall entrance to the vault, and after 9/11, safety procedures increased drastically. Steel-reinforced concrete walls and a 24-hour motion sensor security system take care of the outside of the vault, protecting the 90-ton steel cylinder entry, which is strengthened by a 140-ton steel and concrete frame. And if that weren't enough, when the cylinder is closed, 4 steel rods are inserted into the holes and time clocks are set to finish locking the vault. Every single internal compartment of the vault uses padlocks and even an auditor. Whenever a compartment is opened or gold is moved, staff members and auditors need to be present to safely observe every movement. The vault is connected to the main building security system, which is also watched over by the armed Federal Reserve Police Force. Think the guys from Ocean 11 could get into this? Number 2, Coca-Cola Recipe Vault. Atlanta is home to the World of Coca-Cola Museum, but also to one of the best kept secrets of all time, the magic recipe behind the world's most beloved beverage. Originally located in the SunTrust Bank in 1925, the secret formula was moved to the World of Coca-Cola Museum for the company's 125th anniversary. Although it's part of the exhibition, visitors who are expecting to see the recipe will be disappointed. The formula lies inside a metal box which doesn't allow for the recipe to be seen. Hidden within a 5-foot-tall, high-tech vault sealed with a thick steel door, the formula created in 1886 is secured by a railing that keeps visitors several feet away. The Coca-Cola Company is so secretive about this valuable belonging, they won't even reveal whether the keypad and scanner located outside the vault can actually grant access to it. Guess someone will have to give it a try, right? Number 1, Area 51. Known as the place where aliens were once found and multiple cover-ups have been performed by the US government, this research base is the site where all conspiracy theories pretty much have theoretically taken place, if you believe the guys on the internet. The world is uncertain about what exactly is happening inside this desert location, but what we do know is the level of security and the extent the government is willing to go to prevent outsiders from entering. There might only be a wired fence around the base and a couple of signs demanding you not step any closer, but don't be fooled. This is only the first step. In a 10-mile radius from the outside of the base, there are magnetic sensors on the road sending signals to the main guardhouse describing how fast and in what direction any vehicle in the area is going. All air and ground activity is heavily monitored by cameras at the hilltops of the surrounding mountains. Crossing the 26-mile line will get you arrested, since the government has seized the surrounding areas of the base. Orders to get rid of trespassers who demonstrated they wanted to go in have been put in their place in the past, so yeah, just don't do it. Here's what's next.
Lima has a serious problem with air and water pollution due to how congested the city is. Also, because the city is inconveniently placed on an active seismic zone, the looming threat of earthquakes keeps geologists on edge. Secondly, the level of crime in Lima is considered